Welcome back. Forgot the podcast name.
Plain Voodoo. It's Plain Voodoo there. Hasn't changed. Just because we went to Europe.
We're keeping that in there?
Yeah, we're going to keep that in there.
Okay.
We're gonna keep that in there.
Welcome back to Plain Voodoo. Today, we will be talking about Australian Survivor Heroes vs. Villains. There's only one winner on this Heroes vs. Villains season,
Okay.
and that is Haley Leak, who is returning to the Heroes tribe.
Yeah, she won that season. Yeah. Season 6, yeah. So weird transition. Let's just get into it. A lot of viewers probably haven't seen Australian Survivor, I'm guessing.
No. How would I describe Australian Survivor? A little bit of old school nostalgia. So every single episode, you get that intro showing every single player.
Awesome. It's awesome. The challenges are much more brutal, much more creative too.
Mm-hmm.
I actually like American Survivor. I don't know about you. I really do not care for the challenges. I feel like you can kind of skip past them. You just want to see who wins. Australian Survivor, pretty fucking intense, dude.
Oh yeah.
Some of that shit. Australian Survivor, it has a new school feel. Much more. Well, you vote more along tribal lines too. It seems like, at least in the first seasons, where you were really kind of trying to keep your tribe strong for a reason, because you would go into the merge. Where American Survivor play like Gabler, dude. You just go. Gabler won. I still can't believe it. It's been like 2 months. I still can't believe the guy fucking won.
Yeah.
But so you kind of play more for your tribe going in. It seems like, at least you play more along tribal lines. It's more old school.
Mm-hmm. And a few other things. The runtime.
Was it like
a lot longer? It's
like
varying.
It does vary.
As low as 50 minutes, and then as high as like 70 or so minutes.
Yeah, is that like just because Australian time code? Like, do they not have like a set schedule? That's very American. I feel like.
Yeah.
It's very 30-minute episodes or hour episodes. It's not like, hey, we're gonna have an episode that's 53 minutes.
And then last thing I want to note, I feel like they film it a lot differently. Like, it's very cinematic in some instances.
Kind of, yeah. There is some like I don't know. Cinematic. It's very much more artistic. Some of the stuff, like very more celebratory.
Mm-hmm.
I remember season 2. I really kind of realized that.
Yeah,
where they were on the boat overnight and you just see like the lightning flashing. You're like, oh, this is fucking intense, dude. It's a lot more fun. I think for some, it's weird. I really like Australian Survivor. I feel like I take American Survivor more seriously.
Mm-hmm.
But Australian Survivor is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
So now, let's transition to probably some of the more problematic things leading into the season of Survivor.
Yeah.
So this is the 8th edition of the revival of Australian Survivor that they've done. And this is a Heroes vs. Villains season. What's your take on doing Heroes vs. Villains like this early on, I guess?
This early on is not a problem. That's not the issue. It's the fact that All-Stars was 2 seasons ago. They had an All-Star season, which is a good season, but that was, season 6? 5, okay. So we're on season 8, so you only had 2 seasons. So it's basically, this seems to be a way to get Georgie to play again, in my opinion. Season 6, Georgie was a huge character, and this seems like a season trying to get him to play again. And maybe, how many people were on this cast from Blood vs. Water?
Blood vs. Water, I think it's only 1.
Really? I was like...
Or 2.
2? How many from the season 6?
As far as I remember, 3.
3, yeah. So this is like the thing...
or 4. 4 from there. Yeah.
So when Second Chance came out, season 31 of Survivor, like we had 2 seasons where you had... Korong, and then you had
Brains, Brawn, Kush Beauty, and then Millennials Gen X.
Yeah, and then you had Game Changers. So I think this is like hey, we're gonna have a second kind of All Stars for the people that were kind of left over that we want to see again, but didn't fit into the cast of All Stars. That's the way it feels to me.
And everybody in this cast, that I should preface this that it only half the cast returning, but for those that are, we'll get to that. For those that are returning, every single player, it's only the second time player playing other than Shawnee.
Yeah. I think this is also a season they want Shawnee to win too. I think they're really trying to build up a Shawnee win. I could see her going early, or I could see her winning. I don't know. What do you think of Shawnee's chances going in? She's going to be the biggest threat going in besides Georgie.
Let's parlay that into the conversation I guess I want to talk about. So I'll touch back on that. So not only is this a Heroes vs. Villains cast, but only half of the cast, and be it only
less
11,
than half.
11 of the 24 contestants. Yes, Australian Survivor, they have way more contestants and way more days. 24. So 11 of the 24 contestants are returning. What do you make of having split returnees and new?
So we're probably going to see a returning win. Unless American Survivor, I think it depends. So the returnees come in with weaker numbers automatically. Okay. On the Heroes tribe, right?
In the Heroes tribe, yep.
So there's 5 heroes, and then there's returning villains, or 5 hero returnees, and then there's 6 villain returnees. Okay.
Yep.
Of tribes of 12.
Yep.
So if the newbies were smart, they would fucking go right after the villain or heroes and just pick them all off right there. The returnees. That's what they did in Edge of Extinction. I don't think you'll see returnee seasons.
There's only 4 of them then.
Yeah, that's the thing is
we've seen fans versus favorites a few times.
Yeah, but the newbies have a slight edge here. They have a 1-person edge. I'm wondering if they capitalize on that opportunity or not to just eliminate as many returnees as possible. If they were smart, they would.
Yeah.
If I was on the Heroes tribe, right away I would try to lose every challenge and just wipe them off the planet.
The only counterpoint to that, that's more of a villainous trait.
Yeah, obviously, but I mean, come on. We've never seen a hero win a Heroes vs. Villains season.
Oh,
and that's a fact. I think the villains are going to win again. I think, I think the villains are going to win. I think it's going to be Shawnee's going to win.
Okay, wow.
Georgie's not. What is Georgie? He's a villain?
Yep.
Oh, man. Georgie Shawnee alliance would be pretty lethal, I think. I mean, that's a huge target on their backs right there. But I think they're going to have to. I think you're going to see a meat shield strategy come up with this because of how weak their numbers are going in. I think you're going to see people align like that. And there's always a pregame alliances going in. The newbies don't have that, so we'll see. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean the one comparable I can make is it's split between newbies and returnees is like Fans vs. Favorites or Blood vs. Water season 27 that we saw,
or Fans vs. Favorites 26.
Fans vs. Favorites 2, yeah. In which every single case the returnees just ate the newbies alive.
Yeah, I mean you also see this like the Edge of Extinction was the first time where where there wasn't a returnee in Final Tribal. So every time a returnee plays, they make it to Final Tribal. It seems like so Rob first 11 season 11 Stephanie made it. Then you had Parvati and Amanda, and then you had in 22 Rob won, 23 Coach made it.
Did they make it in 25?
Yeah, Scoopin made it to the end. So 38 was the first time a returnee played and did not make it to the end.
Yeah, that's big.
Yeah.
But
it took 8 seasons to buck that trend. So I don't think Australia is going to do that yet. I think...
No, like we just saw this. So I watched this past season Australia Survivor, Blood vs. Water. There's a few returnees from that season.
Yeah.
Mark and Sam. And you know who won? Mark.
Sam. Oh, no. And even Sandra. DS Twine made it pretty far. Relatively.
She got bit by the day 16 curse, as she said it.
Yeah.
She's played 5 times. 3 times she's voted out on day 16. The other 2 times she won.
The only argument against what I was saying is Russell, when he went to go fucking play an Australian Survivor, and he got bounced immediately. But I think that's mostly because he's Russell.
Yeah.
But Luke came in and got really far too. He got a Final 4, I think, or something like that.
4 or 5, yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, why are you bringing Luke to the end? That deep.
Yeah.
They were going to bring it. Pete wanted to bring him to the end.
I know.
So it's like the only reason that was stopped was because Dirty Harry had a plan.
Also, something going for you. I haven't mentioned this to you yet. You said you've been saying Shawnee.
Sure.
Australian Survivor, we've seen lots more female winners than we have male winners. Do you see that? I mean, I guess we've been seeing more female winners in U.S. Survivor.
Recent.
Well,
I mean, you look at the old school Survivor. I think it's very old school. Old school Survivor was more geared towards women winning. It seemed like new school is more towards men winning, at least. It's changing a little bit. Erica and Marianne just recently won, but I mean, Erica was the first female winner since Sarah Lucina, which was season 34.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. That's another thing. I think female winners usually do win returning seasons. It seems like too.
Mm-hmm.
I think Tony and Jeremy, or maybe not. Tony, Jeremy, and Tyson. Yeah, maybe not. But it seemed like in the older school seasons, you had a lot more female winners win. I mean, Tina won, Sepia, Jenna, Amber, Sandra. You know, you had a lot of female winners in the first 8 seasons there. Mm-hmm. So I think it's just, I don't know. Maybe it's less idols. Because there's not a lot of idols on Australian Survivor, or at least it doesn't seem like it.
A lot more twists. People will get voted out, and they'll just be voted out to the other tribe. I love and hate it, to be honest, because the whole part of the Survivor is to vote people out.
Yeah, or they
not to get voted out.
They don't always necessarily flip tribes. Sometimes they go like exile or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the same thing. I don't know. Like I said, I don't take Australian Survivor as seriously as I take American Survivor. If American Survivor did that, I'd be like, what is going on?
Yeah.
But Australian Survivor is like a different beast for some reason, in my opinion. So, I don't know. I'm okay with it. I know some people, you don't like it, but I can live with it.
I can live with it, but, I mean, you didn't finish that, Brains versus Bronze season.
Was that the one with Georgie?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I got right where Cara switched tribes.
Where she got spoilers right now?
I know what happens. I know Georgie gets third.
He doesn't.
What? He gets second? He gets blown out at tribal council?
Yeah.
What happened?
But in that season, 3 of the final 4 players at one point, including the winner, all got voted out, other than George.
Okay.
So that was where I'm like, oh my gosh. Where I was like, come on.
Maybe. It seems like, well, I mean, when you come back in the game like that, it seems like a lot of time you're playing with house money in a way.
You are.
So, you saw Devins do that. Rick Devins do it when he came back in Edge. He just started
that's
popping off.
That's the only, parallel that I can make, because he got voted out in return, immediately.
Pretty close, yeah. Mm-hmm. And he was popping off at that point. He was doing whatever he wanted. He was playing, pretty much you play with house money. You play like JT every time he returns. Just do whatever you want. Play as crazy as you want. So, I think it does add a new kind of twist to the game because people are playing so erratically, but I can see why people hate it. Like I said, I don't really take Australian Survivor is kind of like spring training baseball. It's fun to watch, but it's Australian Survivor. You don't take it seriously, you know?
Should I update the people? We'll wrap it up here. Should I update them on what to expect as far as content moving forward for Australian Survivor?
Yeah, sure.
So, for those of you that don't know, this will be Australian time. I mean, they have different time zones, but assume.
Obviously.
But,
oh, they're in Samoa, too.
They're going to be in Samoa. Yeah.
That was another thing. It's I was talking to someone about Australian Survivor. Why don't they just film in Australia? It's already kind of crazy. Mm-hmm. And they do sometimes. Especially during COVID. But, yeah, they're in Samoa this time.
They've last time they were there was season 1.
Season 2.
2016.
Season 2 as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were in the thing with Jericho holding on to the idol. I swear. I'm pretty.
But yeah, they're gonna be Samoa.
Fucking jerk.
Quick rundown for the episodes. So they'll be airing. I don't know, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that. 3 of those days a week. I believe it's just this week. It'll be Sunday. Moving forward, it might be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and expect episodes next day. For our weekly updates, I'll basically be doing my top 5 moments of the episode for first 2 episodes of the week. And the 3rd episode, it'll be a few days after, where Alex will join in and we'll give some convo on what went down that episode, and if Alex wants to highlight anything else that went down that week.
So you're gonna be doing the daily updates, and we'll do the weekly report together, basically.
Yeah, expect the first 2 episodes, the daily updates, to be shorter runtime, maybe 10 to 15 minutes. My favorite moments of the episode, and our
weekly report.
weekly update. It'll be longer.
It's gonna be like 3. It's gonna be 3 episodes that are combining into one, basically.
Yeah.
You'll probably sum up a good amount of it, but I'll probably have some points. Yeah, we're gonna have to probably talk less when we are watching the episodes because we can't talk during the week because we'll probably spoil shit. But it's gonna be hard. There's like a good blind side. We're like, wow, it's gonna be hard not to talk about it.
Yeah. For those of you Australian Survivor fans that haven't consumed our U.S. Survivor content, be sure to check that out. We'll be covering season 44. That's going to be releasing March 1st.
Yeah, we're gonna do another draft again.
Yeah. Last season.
We're trying to figure out how to do it. Martin's gonna be added into the draft, and maybe Alexis. So we're gonna figure out how to do that draft. I think you're gonna get fucked up again. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah. So I think moving forward, Survivor's back. Survivor's back. We had like a month hiatus there where we both went to Europe. Different, not together. Different. We were in different parts of Europe.
We've been gone for 6 weeks.
Yeah. It's still first thing when I got back, I'm like, I still can't fucking believe Game Over. I still can't believe it. But what are you gonna do?
Yeah. So yeah, expect more Survivor content from us. Follow us on Twitter @PlanVoodooPod. Yes, I remember the podcast name.
We're back. We're back, man.
We also have a YouTube page if you prefer to consume our content via YouTube. You might be listening on YouTube now. Yeah. This is Plan Voodoo. Yeah, that's all.
Okay.